Join Mark Lewis and R.O.A. for an exclusive interview with Orianthi Penny Panagaris, known mononymously as Orianthi, is an Australian guitarist, singer, and songwriter.
Real rock and roll news. From the legends of rock, you found rockonamerica.live. We're bringing rock and roll to America and beyond. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
From the land down under to the glitz of Hollywood, the journey of Orianthi Penny Panagaris, known simply as Orianthi, is nothing short of remarkable. Born in 1985, she's an Australian guitarist, singer and songwriter who's played alongside some of the biggest names in music. In 2009, Orianthi rehearsed with the King of Pop, Michael Jackson himself, for his This Is It concert series. She also performed with the godfather of shock rock, Alice Cooper's touring band. Her debut single, According to You, stormed the charts, peaking at number 3 in Japan, number 8 in Australia, and number 17 in the US. Her second album, Believe, received a worldwide release in late 2009. Elle magazine didn't hesitate to name her one of the 12 greatest female electric guitarists. Further, she clinched the 2010 Breakthrough Guitarist of the Year award, hosted by Guitar International magazine. A true rock goddess, Orianthi continues to inspire with her extraordinary talents.
Hi, this is Marcos Rocco of America Magazine, and today I'm interviewing a lady who is a couple of years ago started really coming to the forefront because of who she had played with in the documentary. Kind of was unknown. People who had known who she was were all excited about it. I'm referring to the Michael Jackson video. This is a documentary. This is it. She was picked as his lead guitar player. She is currently been chosen as Alice Cooper's guitar player. She also came to prominence with a song called According to You. And if you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. If you don't, her name is Orianthi. How are you doing, Orianthi?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I am doing good. Do you mind if we go a little bit back and tell your story, and then we bring it up to right now and do a little bit about half the interview with that and half of you with Alice? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you were 6 years old, I know from what I've read, you were around 6, you started wanting to learn to play the guitar. So Carlos Santana, a couple years later, switched to electric. And when you were 15, you got to play with Steve Vai. 18, you got to play with Carlos Santana. What other musical influences did you have besides Carlos Santana as you were growing up as a kid?
I listened to a lot of B.B. King and Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, and my dad had such a great record collection, and I'm really grateful for that because we're surrounded by this great music, and he had guitars around the home, so it was just a great environment to grow up in, and I just love the blues. I'm a huge blues fan, so my playing is very much based around that.
Okay, and is Carlos Santana the main reason that you wanted to do this, or is there something else that you saw too, or was it a particular performance of his? What was the main reason that you wanted to become a performer?
Well, I was playing classical guitar when I was 10. I picked up guitar when I was 6 and was just strumming. But when I saw Santana play when I was about 11, went to dance at the Rehearsed concert with my dad, that was a turning point for me because the way that Carlos played put so much soul into his notes and his heart, and I just loved it. It really moved me, and that's what I wanted to do. From that moment, I didn't want to play classical anymore. I wanted to play electric, and so I got all of his records and studied his solos and trying to learn every song. And I'm just a huge fan of his. I think he's just an incredible player and a super creative player too, which I love.
And you know this, your life's going down a different road than most people have because you've been on stage with B.B. King, you've worked with Steve Vai, Michael Jackson. I can tell you why Michael Jackson picked you. I know that you said that you didn't know why in an interview. I know why he picked you. I can tell.
Okay.
It's your playing style. It's the fact that you... Let me put it this way. If you know who Frank Marino from Mahogany Rush is, throw in Jimi Hendrix, like the videos of you playing Voodoo Child over in Asia.
Yes, yeah.
You're nailing Hendrix. I mean, you're nailing Hendrix as well as Hendrix did, and better than 99% of people out there. I'm not saying that to make you feel good. I'm very, very objective on stuff, and I don't pass it a compliment unless it's due. But you're awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're literally, with your guitar playing style, that's why I wanted to do this a little bit and give a little background. People think of you as the little cute pop girl. You're this monster guitar player. And you're literally in the ranks from watching the stuff with you, doing Little Wing with Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, people need to check out. It's not just according to you where you can see semblance of this. A friend of mine turned me on to you a year and a half ago, and I've seen you on XM Radio, but it's like, this girl sucks. I'm like, well, let me go check it out before you make any comments. I'm like, dude, if you listen to the song, he's like, yeah, she sucks. I'm like, no, have you listened to the song? He goes, well, not really. I go, the girl, if I've got this tagged right as a hard rock heavy metal girl, she's not a little pop cute girl. She can play. She's a monster player. And you're in the ranks of Joe Bonamassa, Frank Marino, Jimi Hendrix, Les Paul. I put my reputation on that because I see you're playing and you're lost in there. You're on a different plane like all those guys are. You have, from what I've seen, very quickly elevated yourself to the ranks of some of the greatest guitar players of all time.
Thank you so much.
It's the fact that you have the talent, but it's the video. To you, you may just be having fun playing Hendrix. There's something special about you. That's why he picked you.
It was a real honor to play with him, and being a fan since I was really young, watching his shows, and just thinking about his incredible performer. He's an amazing singer, and I love all his songs. So getting the chance to go in there and play for him, when I got the call, I was just like, wow, I have to do this. And just kind of go that he started my playing, and he tried me that night, and it was just a real. I said it's a lot, but it's like a dream working for 3 months with him and everybody, and I learned a great deal. And being sort of thrown into a situation like that, it's just like, it's crazy because all the players that were in the band had been playing with him before, or had been doing it for a really long time. So just a real learning experience for me, and performing too. He's such a great performer. He's such a great performer.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you played with Prince, and like I said, you've been on stage with B.B. King, and you've been on the. I want to ask you, Carlos Santana, slightly. When he actually asked you after you were just kind of messing around on stage with him before the show, and he goes, "Hey, come on stage with me and perform." What was that like? Because that had to have been like the most mind-blowing experience. You must have almost become like a little kid and go, "Oh my gosh, I'm actually going on stage with my hero."
Yeah, that was a crazy moment for me because I thought I was just going to sound check to get my guitar signed, and I didn't expect to jam with him or anything. Just to meet him would be amazing. And then we ended up jamming backstage, and he's like, "You join me tonight on the stage?" And it was like 15,000 people, hometown crowd, and I said, "Okay, alright, cool." I was like, sort of spaced out. It was amazing. And then he said, "Oh well, just come up and play a few songs with me." I didn't know what song they were, and I was saying, so we just got there. It was like 5 songs actually. Didn't know if we played Bob Marley songs, and we just jammed out. The only song I said didn't know what Denver was, and he turned me to take that solo, and that was crazy. So never forget that moment. And Carlos is such a great person too. Apart from being this amazing guitar playing, I learned a lot from him. Just by hanging out, he's a spiritual person too. I love his energy.
Oh, absolutely. That I know, and he's an amazing guitar player too. Just absolutely amazing. Especially the new album, the Guitar World album, which I'm sure you have that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is. I heard that. I'm like, wait a sec, where's this been held? Because it's like he took everything in his last 30 years and just let it all out on that album too. I'm sure you probably your mouth dropped a little bit when you heard that too. It's like great guitar player became an absolutely phenomenal guitar player. I'm like, where have you been holding on to this? It's really, really good, but you have played with some of the most legendary people. Has it ever kind of struck you as like, wow, or have you had a lot of wow moments, or is it just, have you thought about it as this kind of, no, I guess this is just where my career is going, or as you've gone and progressed, what's kind of been going through your mind and as you've been thinking about everything, because you don't have a normal career. You've been at definitely a lot of great place, great time, I'm sure, who you know, but also very, very blessed, if you will, and it's just very, very different. You're only 26 years old, and to have that talent that, you know, that we're seeing, just like Joe Bonamassa I've interviewed, wonderful guy, amazing talent. I'm sure you know who Joe Bonamassa is, probably.
Yeah, he's an incredible player. You know, I love his. He's such an amazing blues guitar player. That his phrasing.
Oh yeah, well you have that. That's what I was saying. You're 9 years younger than him. I've had people go, do you really think she's that good? I'm like, go back and watch the videos. Go listen. The girl's that good. And that's why I wanted to interview you. That's why I've been struggling on this for a year and a half to interview you, because this level of talent, that's why I would always get excited about like Frank Marino, Joe Bonamassa, things like that. You don't get this level of talent that much. But as you've gone through all these different things, have you had a lot of wow moments in your career, or have you?
All the time.
Okay.
And getting to work with the people I've worked with, I just feel very blessed, and I learned so much from being around, because they just have just such great, you know, ideas and you know, just learning to sort of play differently and picking up things, the way they play and approach things, and songwriting too. You know, I've just been working with a bunch of great people, and you know, it's just you just learn all the time, and I just love music so much. I love creating, and I just played in Nashville last week. I did my record over there, and we recorded like 8 songs, and actually in a day we did it all live, and then we just spent 4 or 5 days out there, and it was just such a great experience. I wanted to record a record in a live room, seeing the musicians and just playing all together and capturing, you know, that energy. You know, when you play live and having that on the record. So that was just a real blast doing that, and you know, because sometimes when you're in the studio and you're playing solos and you're just there by yourself, it's not the same. But when you're surrounded with a band, you know, and you're just playing off the band, and you can see them, and that's what I really, you know, enjoyed about that whole, you know, experience over there.
Oh, absolutely. What do you think what would you say definitely is musically different between Violet's Journey and your second album, Believe? Where did you say that you go, and how do you say that you grow musically between the 2 albums?
Well, they're very different albums. You know, Violet's Journey wasn't sort of made to be commercial. Believe was. You know, with the guitar playing and everything. I mean, I think I had like 3 instrumentals on Violet's Journey, and there was a ton of guitar playing, and Believe had a lot of guitar playing in it too, and then we had that one instrumental, How This Young, which is a Steve Vai, which is a blast. But that record, you know, all the guitar playing, all the parts and everything were done. So, you know, if you're not a guitar player, there wasn't too much of it in there. You know, kind of doing the best for the songs and everything, and a lot of that record was really pop. You know, really pop, and then some of it was, I mean, some of it was really rock, like Suffocated or Bad News, What's It Gonna Be, and had a bit of blues in there as well. So, you know, very different records, but I think that you can still hear, I mean, this is Violet Journey, there's a bit of, you know, still like a bit of blues going on in Believe, a bit of it, but the next record I've just done is much sort of bluesier and rockier than that.
Can you talk about that a little bit at all to kind of give everybody an idea? And do you have a working title for it? And is there a projected time frame that's going to be out? And is it true? I've heard rumors. I don't know what's true anymore, like we were going before the interview. I'm trying to figure out what's true and what's not, because there's so much rumor flying around. Are you going to be on Steve Vai's record label?
No, I'm not going to be at his label. I actually did this record, you know, myself in Nashville, and it's kind of an EP that we're putting out. So we put on iTunes, and you know, I did this. There's like about 5 tracks on it, and it's called Fire. I think it's going to be released in the next few days, actually.
Really? So it's pretty much about done then?
It's done, yeah. I just got some masters through yesterday, so I think we're going to put it up in the next few days. And it's called Fire, and Dave Stewart produced it, and had a blast working with him, and we wrote a ton of songs together, and it was just a lot of fun, so I hope people dig it.
I have one question that I don't normally take questions all the time from staff, but I have one question on my staff asked my PR director, Dave, and he wanted to know this, excuse me, I thought it was a good question. Are you ever at some point going to record anything like Voodoo Child or Little Wing and put that on a track, or any Carlos Santana material? You're going to record something that you just love to play for the sake of playing it, and that's like a favorite cover song or anything like that?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing Voodoo Child.
I think that you should actually, if you have time.
It's kind of weird though, because I am a huge Jimi Hendrix fan, that to re-record something like that, you never want us to be, compared to Jimmy just sound credible. It's like, how do you sort of go about it? I kind of, when I play it live now, I sort of break it down at the beginning, I sort of change it up a little bit. So, I may record it, but I'm not too sure yet. I'm not too sure, because I'm such a, as I said, I just have so much respect for Jimmy and his version and the way he did it, that, it's kind of, taking on a song like that is kind of like, I don't know, it's a little scary.
We have a couple.
It's not live. It's not like to put it down on the record.
Yeah, we have an extra minute here because we have a little time. Can I share a quick story with you, maybe something to consider about doing that? Frank Marino actually had been tagged by a journalist. I think it was done as a compliment, but almost derailed his career when he interviewed me. They almost destroyed him. As being the living embodiment and the fact that the spirit of Jimi Hendrix had jumped into his body. And people have started saying, well, you're a Hendrix ripoff, and you're this and you're that. People knew the difference and really, really loved him. You're not ripping him off. You do your own style to it, but it's faithful and true. If you have any time, I think that, I was just going to say, if you ever consider putting it on there, I think that it also in some ways would be great, because it just really shows the monstrous talent that you have as a guitar player. And just, maybe you could record it live sometime and just put it as, like if you play in Nashville somewhere, or when you have some spare time, just record it live and just throw it on there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's such a fun song to play, that's one of my favorite songs of all time, for sure.
So, real music lovers know that, and people have a real appreciation. See if I can get my lips working here. Appreciation for music knows that you're not ripping it off, and that's kind of the difference. And anybody that does is just going to pan it anyways. That if you really like doing it, I've known musicians, have friends that have been musicians for years, and they do it because they love doing it, and it's something like that is a way to pay homage to their hero.
Oh yeah, sure.
And if you like doing it, do it. Do the song. If you like doing it, do it.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
What is this really quick, just before we go into working with Alice, because that's a whole story in and of itself. Can you give an idea, maybe talk about one of the tracks on the album that's upcoming, maybe the one that you're really proud of, or the one that was like really, really hard and really, really surprised you, like, wow, that came out that good, I thought I was going to have to shelve it or something?
So we actually recorded about 8 tracks for the record, and I'm going to finish off the album actually in January, so this is an EP we're going to put out first.
Okay.
I want to put something out because it hasn't for ages, and so we did that, 5 tracks already on there, and you got Heaven and This Hell, If You Were Here With Me, How Does That Feel, How Do You Sleep, and Fire. And one of my favorite tracks, it's kind of hard to choose because, I love playing them all. Fire, the title track, is a song that I had this sort of slide guitar riff, kind of this blues, this delta riff, and sort of added these big drums to it. And I wrote with Dave Stewart and just had a blast writing it. It's a really fun song. We've played it a couple of times live. It's on YouTube, and it's just a real sort of big sounding song, and sort of chants in the chorus, and I don't play a lot of slide guitar, but I've really gotten into it lately. Listening to a lot of listening to a lot of blues guitar players, and I love the sound of the slide and sort of incorporating it into rock. It sounds really cool.
Who do you listen for slide guitar players? Do you like listen to like Dave Perth or Dave Holt from Perth, or do you listen to like Little Ed, Roy Rogers? Who are some of your favorite slide guitar players?
Derek Truss.
Okay.
Yeah, he's awesome, and there's a lot of his playing, and just just blues guitar playing in general. Like I've been listening to a lot of songs that Robert Johnson's been listening to, and so it's kind of got sort of that sort of feel to it in some of the songs without the slide, and it's got I'm playing with like the bottom on the record, but it's just a lot of fun sort of incorporating that in sort of rock, and it's got big sounding drums, and that track really stands out for me. And so there's another track which is really bluesy, How Do You Sleep?
Okay, and what do you like about that song?
It's just blues. Like it's a slow blues track, and we just recorded it with amazing guy out in Nashville, and I sort of started it, and I had half the song when I went out there, and I just started jamming it in the vocal booth, and then everyone sort of joined in and finished with the lyrics there, and it just came together really well. But Wendy's an amazing gospel singer. She sang back up for me, and then I sort of brought in at the end this sort of Spanish guitar thing. So it's kind of blues, it kind of goes into this like Spanish thing at the end, and it was just the whole recording experience was a ton of fun, and the songs came out, it's sort of, even Heaven and This Hell, so it starts off like really sort of heavy, and then it goes off, to sort of like heavily sort of thing with like classical guitar and sort of lap still, or almost sounds like violin come in, at the end, and it sort of starts off the ground, sort of like up the sky, kind of. It's really cool, I'm really proud of the whole thing, so I can't wait to record more tracks.
Nice, and I think that the rest of the world's going to hear what I started seeing in your playing a year and a half ago, and the reason why Carlos Santana had said that, I don't know if you saw this comment, he actually made it was asked what he thought about you, and he said, well, when I retired, this rock and roll person needs to pass directly to her. He didn't mention anything else to you. Yeah. But I think that's why, because just like Joe Bonamassa, who can play anything, I think the world is about to have unleashed on it as you go on a tour with Alice, which we're going to get into. And with your new album, which it sounds like you're getting to get a chance to really want to do more blues, more rock. The fact that and I'm going to say this anytime that we interview, anytime that we talk, I'm going to say this, you're literally in that category because of your work, to what you do. It's the fact that you have the ability to manipulate that guitar and play it that way, which 99.9% of all guitar players will never be able to do. It puts you in a very, very special burden category. And just like Bonamassa, that's why people are like, who? And I had a couple staff that went to go cover them, like, who? I'm like, just let me give you some music. And they're like, we want to go. When I started playing some of your music, people were like, a year and a half ago, we wanted to cover you in concert. And people were like, who? And I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, we got to go see the girl. We got to go cover her. So I think that the world's about to have something wonderfully unleashed on it on a grander scale than they ever had before. How did you go from where you were at a year ago? It got kind of quiet. Can you just really quickly take us, and we'll get in the whole Alice Cooper story. What kind of went on with you between then and like when you had gotten off tour with Adam Lambert, it just got quiet, and then rumors were circulating that you're going to go record for Steve Vai, and then the next word was that you're recording for Alice Cooper. So kind of take us from here and there, and we'll finish out with Alice Cooper.
Yeah, I've been doing a ton of writing. Really, once I was writing on the road when I was out with Adam, and then I just keep on going back to Japan. I was doing some stuff over there. Different things with chorus with guitars and lots of session work out here. And I went to the Japanese artist the other day, and Kylie, and then just did a bunch of different random things, and playing through like different TV shows and stuff. It's just been sort of writing is the main sort of thing. I've with a ton of people, but all the songs that made the record, well, the 5 tracks that made EP, there's some that sort of batch of writing on the road and recently, so just really focusing on that, making sure I have a bunch of songs and haven't been really doing a lot of shows, but playing a couple of hard rock cafes out here in Hollywood, and as I said, just a lot of random stuff. So, and now I'm no longer with Gaffin Records either, so...
Right, that's what I heard too. You'd gotten away from Gaffin and you kind of went on your own, so... Yeah, so, now I'm sort of just doing my own thing, and it's exciting being able to just, create, and, as I said, I'm super proud of this EP, and, it's just been a lot of fun. Creative process. Now, you were on American Idol with Alice Cooper, if I have that correct, about a year ago.
Yes.
Did you guys keep in touch, or did he just remember you? How did this come about? Because it was announced last week, and I heard that this goes back about a month approximately, that he had picked you to be his new guitar player. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, I didn't find out too long ago, because I actually found out just before I left for Nashville. So we've only been rehearsing for now, I think about 4 days. And yeah, so I wrote all the songs for the set, and it's been very crazy. But we played together on Idol, and he's just incredible. And Bob Ezrin, because I'd done a solo on Fifi Dobson's song "Can't Breathe," and Bob's great. We actually worked over Skype. He's just, a really cool dude. And he reached out to me, sent me an email not too long ago, and said, hey, would you, he'd really love you to come in and be Alice's guitar player. His name is leaving. And I was going into my record. I thought, this is really cool. Alice is so amazing, and that would be such a really cool thing to do. And so, you're learning the tracks manically, and we got our first show at the Whiskey. We just played Leno the other day, and that was a lot of fun. And they're just amazing musicians, and Alice is just an amazing performer, and great singer. And the songs are really cool and very different to what they've been playing. So, and the funny thing is that when you hear the songs. We used to write school down and that. So I hadn't really listened to a lot of the records a lot. I've heard them, but I wasn't listening to them all the time. And so there are so many guitar parts, on the song, in the songs, but and they're harmony and very well structured. It's almost like learning maybe 20 instrumental guitar tracks.
So. Oh yeah, and now you're learning the whole set list too. So, and I'm sure there's going to be some of the older stuff. Right now, are you having more fun with the newer material or the older material, or is it just in different ways? It's all fun, and it's okay to say that because some people love the newer material, and some people have more fun with the older material. And there's kind of no right or wrong on that. Which is kind of more challenging and fun for you right now?
It's all great.
Okay.
It's really great. I've actually stayed on the new track we're doing, and that song's a lot of fun to play, and it's kind of got a real sort of Stones Swift feel to it, like blues rock, and that's all I played on Leno, the new single. And and the older stuff is really cool too. I played obviously Schooled Out before, but there's just a ton of guitar parts, especially in the Halo slide that's 11 minutes or something.
Oh yeah.
All these tracks, it's just that as I said, it's like learning about 20 instrumental tracks in a week. So,
there are a lot of chord progressions and changes in the songs too.
So it's pretty crazy, definitely, but it's so well put together. Bob Ezrin's an incredible producer, and the way they sort of structure these songs and parts come in and out. Some of it comes in, it's like crazy sort of rock surface music, all lines that come in, and it's very, very interesting. And it's going to be, it's an incredible show he puts on.
For your perspective, perspective, and we got a couple more minutes and we're going to wrap this up. I'm just going to ask you one or two questions depending on how much time we have left here, because I know you got to go to another interview here in a few minutes. What's it like from your perspective coming into the camp with everybody? I mean, I know that everything I've ever heard, Alice, everything I understand about Alice Cooper is one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. Easy to work with, but very, very much a stickler for doing it right. But from your perspective of coming in here, because that's what I want to do, is I think the story is interesting for you to come in here. Your life is really the Cinderella story, especially with this. I think this is kind of a replacement for what happened, unfortunately, with Michael Jackson. This is kind of your chance to be unleashed on the world again on a grand scale. And what's it been kind of like? We'll leave this as the last question. I'm going to have you wrap it up for us. But and I'd like to say thank you really quick when we're done, and we'll have enough time to do that. But what's it been overall, if you could sum up in a nutshell in about a minute or 2 minutes, because I know right now there's not a lot to talk about yet besides rehearsals, and you've been on the 11. What's the experience been like from your perspective coming in there as a new person in a nutshell, kind of?
Well, everyone, I mean, it's like a big family. You know, they've been together for such a long period of time and doing a ton of shows. And, they've been super welcoming and just really, really sweet and helpful. And they'll say they kind of, it's like to come in and learn all the songs and it's a crazy amount of stuff. So everyone's been super, super awesome. And it's really great to be part of it. We're just working, chipping away at all the tracks every day, and I went to play the whiskey show, and then we're heading off to New Zealand first, and then we're going to go off to Australia, and my parents are going out to that, so I started now, and we're going off to Russia and Italy and a bunch of different places. So, it's just it's a real honour to be part of it, and Alice is just such a sweet person, and he's been in there every day with us, so it's super cool.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you taking time. This one last question, and this is something I don't think everybody has asked yet. Are you right now just a temporary part of this, or has it been talked about? Maybe if you can't talk about it, just say you can't talk about that right now. Are there talks that you're going to be the permanent part of the band? Is this just right now, you're just here for right now, kind of, where is everything at, or you can't really talk about it? That was my last question.
I'm doing this run with them, and I'm not too sure. Like, I'm going to deal with the dates I have on the website and everything. So, that's when I'm going to go back and finish up my record in January. So I'm now not playing with them. So, we haven't had any shows yet, but I think all the dates are got up on the website I'm doing.
Okay, and do you have the website offhand? And I want to give your website out to where everybody can find you, plus you have a Facebook, too.
Yeah, and on Twitter as well. I actually tweet a lot more, so...
Okay, well, go ahead and give that.
So it's just it's my name, Twitter, R-I-A-N-T-H-I, and then there's Orianthi.com.
And then go ahead and give Alice's website out, too.
Sorry?
Do you have Alice's website off the top of my head? Because I do not have it off the top of my head.
I think it's just AliceCooper.com.
Okay, because we want everybody to go see you on tour, too, because this is going to be heard all over the world. It's listed in the magazine, it's read, it's an online magazine, it's read in China and Australia and all over the place.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so I think it's AliceCooper.com.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you to take us out of here when we're done. Just give me 30 seconds to say thank you when we're done, and I'm going to click this off, but... The way I like to close these interviews out is I like to give the artist a chance to say, without me leading, without me saying anything, whatever you'd like to say to close out the interview. And I've had everything from musicians saying I love you to spouses to a couple guys that are very prophetic. So a lot of time it's just thank you. So I'm going to let you take us out of here, Orianthi.
All right. Yeah, just thank you so much for all your support. And, it was great chatting with you. And I can't wait to go on through with Alice and put up my EP is coming out in a few days, and I hope you can pick that. And just thank you so much for your support and for all the fans out there for their support.
And I also want to personally say thank you to Lindsay and everybody that set this up, too, and for you, too, for taking the time.
Of course.
And I'm going to say interview over.